When I think of fishing, I think of food or that uncle who swears he caught the biggest fish. But in Kenya, there's a project looking at fishing in a whole new way. Not just for how much we catch, but how our methods could throw the entire ecosystem off balance. Lake Victoria is basically the heavyweight champ of freshwater lakes, second only to Siberia's Lake Baikal. It supports an estimated 45 million people who live around it, whether that's for food, income, or transport. And it's not just about the water. At its peak, Lake Victoria produced close to 1 million tons of fish per year, but that number has been dropping in recent years. Over the years, the fishing pressure has exploded. Illegal gear like really fine mesh nets are being used more often. That kind of net doesn't just catch what you're targeting, it scoops up everything. Big fish, small fish, fish that haven't even had time to grow. And that's creating a real problem. In some parts of the lake, fish sizes are shrinking and some species are becoming harder to find. Researchers have found that the Nile perch, which used to be the dominant predator in the lake, is now facing a serious population drop. And if that top predator goes, it messes up the whole food chain. And that's why scientists warn of a tipping point. Pushed too far, the lake won't just bounce back, it will break. And what breaks isn't just an ecosystem, but the safety nets for millions of people who depend on it. That is why a project in Kenya is digging into the big questions. How close are we to the edge? What is pushing us there? And most importantly, what can still be done before this natural giant tips over? So now I am heading out to meet someone from the multi-tip team to see how all of this plays out on the ground. I've never held a live fish in my life, so this is about to get interesting.
Let's go inside the waters.
All right.
We're going to show you how fishing is done with the help of fishers and the BMU.
All right, this is exciting. Full disclosure, I'm a little bit scared on this boat, on top of this water. So I want to know what it is like.
Yes.
What do you do on a normal day when you come out like this?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Sometimes when we want to see status of the lake, in collaboration with the beach management unit and the fisher folk, we come and get some fish, which are fish samples. We have several projects, like for example, hydroacoustic surveys that are geared to looking into how much fish is into Lake Victoria. And we have surveys like, for example, in the socioeconomics department, we do analysis of the market. We want to follow the fish from the producer to the market.
Speaking of fish, I think it's time for us to cast this net. By us, I mean like myself inclusive.
And I think we are going to do it together with
Yes.
the fishers. This kind of net is used to fish omena. We have several methods. We have the hand line, which is done by one person.
Okay.
And we have the long line, which is just a line with hooks, normally used to get the Nile perch. And we have the gill net. The gill net, which is also casted to get maybe tilapia, and some Nile perch. Each type of fishery is always dedicated towards a target species. So this kind of fishery is just but one of the many. You see that?
Wow! Wow! Oh wait, so I was not just supposed to throw it.
Yeah.
You
you attach it to that one.
What was that for?
It was supposed to be with the lamp, eh? And can you be tired, don't you? So they are already throwing. I want you to get the here.
Wow.
So you see round like that. Yeah. And you see the lamp? You see the lamp?
I see it.
Pull it faster.
Yeah.
This is a lot of muscle work. Do you think we would be able to get any fish right now?
Right now? What are you doing?
Really?
We are getting fish.
But we don't know if we're going to get fish.
Yeah, we are optimistic. We're gonna have some fish.
Oh wait, but the boat is really bending. But yeah, we can see some fish. And what is like the major thing that you're trying to find out when you come out for this research?
The lake should be safe for human consumption, whatever is in the lake. So the fish should be good for human consumption. the only body that is aware, that can know when the lake is polluted, is chemistry. So sometimes when, for example, if somebody introduces something that has heavy metals into Lake Victoria,
Okay.
the fish will take it and human beings will take it when they are eating fish. So those are nitty-gritties we look at. And we do this through analysis of what is inside the fish, routine monitoring of water quality, and also even the fish. We do analyze even if there is heavy metals.
And how often do you do this research?
We have research that is done routinely. For example, the hydroacoustic survey is done every 2 years. We have echo sounders. We have the science of knowing how much fish is in the water. And we have economic surveys that are done by my department, the socioeconomic department. Like, for example, myself, I do a lot of plastic pollution issues, perception of people, issues of indigenous knowledge, how we can use the knowledge that was there before to conserve our lake, issues to do with market surveys, value chain analysis, and such things.
Did we catch any fish?
Why are you not here? Oh, we got something small.
Where
It's
in
inside
the
the
net?
net. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, really?
With me here are 2 nets that are going to show illegal and legal net. In the omena fishery, illegal and illegal net is determined by the size of the hole. So I have with me here an 8mm size. That one is legal because it is recommended. It is stipulated by law that we can use 8mm. The other one with me here is 5mm. That one is now illegal. So anything below 8mm is illegal because when it is pulled, it collects everything, not just the fish, but also the small fish and also the vegetation that is supposed to enrich the lake.
So what happens if the fishing community collapses?
Favour, I can tell you without blinking my eye, if the fishing community collapses, then the community will collapse.
Wow.
The reason is they entirely depend on fishing.
Fishing, yeah.
Yes. Like you saw, there so many boats goes out and it happens and we see it during time when there is no fish. There is a lot of problems in our landing sites. A lot of crime rates, people, life is not life again.
Wow.
So if it can collapse completely, life collapses in the lake region. I want to use these blocks made of caps to show what tipping point in fisheries is. This represents a fisheries ecosystem that is complete with very little interference. Social factors that affect fisheries, they are the individual caps that we see here. For example, this might represent climate change. Climate change can interfere with fisheries. For example, prolonged weather extremes like the drought and flooding interferes or affects negatively. So that is the point we talk of tipping point, a point when there is a total collapse. All these factors have been interfered with and now the fisheries is collapsing completely. The different social factors that make a fisheries ecosystem a better system can collapse individually. But there is this scenario when one collapse can lead to the total collapse of the whole ecosystem. If, for example, down here, a very important factor is interfered with, the whole system collapses.
So I know that there's a lot of support from Germany.
Yes.
And I want to ask, right, how do you think this project and whatever is going on here could also help other regions manage their resources? Yeah,
absolutely correct. Throughout this project, multi-tip project by the German government, we've really realized that the issue of using subsidies to strengthen the issues of regulation and how fisheries is managed is something that is supposed to be looked into. If we look at how the use of bait, the use of juvenile catfish as bait is influenced by the aquaculture. We tried through this project to rear catfish, particularly for use as bait for Nile perch. This can release pressure from the normal use of the juvenile catfish. And again, something also very important is that through this project, we have lessons learned that can be compared to different countries, both developed and developing countries. So yes, absolutely correct that this project has something that can be emulated in different countries.
That was a lot, but honestly really eye-opening. Coming in, I thought this was just a project about saving fish, but it's so much more than that. This is about people, it's about communities, how communities survive, how they adapt, and what happens when a natural resource starts pushing back. I was unable to successfully hold a fish, but at least I know which nets not to use when fishing. So a win is a win. Anyways, thanks for coming out on this journey with me. This is Science Unlocked. See you next time.